Okay. Hi everybody, Gary here. Today we got a real special one for you. It's called the Gary and James Battle of the Patio Planters. We're here in Mannheim at Color Paradise, one of the finest nurseries that I know of. And James and I have been known as Mutt and Jeff. I'm Jeff. James, it's all yours. Do it.
Thank you very much. Today we're going to do a planter doing what I call the Scottish man's planter. This is doing a planter on the cheap, using what you have, using some of the most amazing things that you don't think are worth anything, and in fact they're very good. Now the first thing we do is most of these planters cost 10 bucks. If you're very careful, you can go out in the fall and people will put them out for you at the side of the road and you can help yourself to whatever you want. It's called garbage. Now, start the planter, we load the bottom with newspaper. Newspaper is just trees cut down, and this helps to fill the bottom of the planter. It also will break down and be easier for you to lift the planter without so much soil in it. Now I do use soil, and this is my own garden soil with a little bit of vermiculite in it and a little bit of decomposed stuff in it and some newspaper too. Just a little bit of everything has gone into this, and put that in the bottom to hold the paper down. This paper also keeps the dirt from falling through. You want to come and have a look, Heather, at this closely. And then the next thing is the magic. This is oh, here's a little bit of string, we'll throw that in too. And here is uncomposted compost. Now, one of the features of this compost is banana skins. Bananas contain potassium, which is one of the ingredients in fertilizer. So in they go, and you measure this very carefully. Here's a little bit of eggshell. That will work out just fine. There's a bit of newspaper, there's rotten vegetables. And then in this one, here's some coffee. Coffee's really good, just lovely. That one's really gooey. We'll just leave it like that. Here's another one, not so gooey. Some more banana peels. And this goes all in here. There's some more scraps. Heather, come on close. There's some leaves. Throw that in. And then we take some more soil, and in it goes. You have to loosen this up a little bit. We're getting there. Oh, it's really looking good. Just breaking up beautifully. And you can see this is real garden soil. Real soil has trace elements in it that are very beneficial for plants. I keep a pail of soil in my shed over winter. It freezes, and then I don't worry about any insects in it. Oh, there's some stuff I saved. Some really good stuff breaking down. All right, now we'll start putting it in. Now, many of you spend hours placing your stuff. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. Mother Nature is going to have some things. Oh, there's a Kleenex, throw that in. And Mother Nature is going to have this stuff growing the way she wants it to grow. Now we're going to start with a coleus, and this will be our thriller in the center. We'll get it in here. When you take things out of pots, remember to kind of break the root apart, and there we go. That's in now. And we're going to put some ageratum in here. Have to be careful not to break the stems. These are really root bound. You can see how root bound they are. And give them legs so they can walk. Give them legs so they can move through your planter. All right, we got one there, and let's put a little white in next to it. Now I'm trying impatience. I haven't tried impatience for a long time, and somebody told me that if the soil does not have the downy mildew in it, we might be all right. So we'll stick them in, and notice how carefully I'm placing this. This is a wonderful transcandia, used to be called Wandering Jew, grows very well. This is one of my own that I've rooted. We just put it in there. And this is some Wandering Creeping Jenny from the garden. I just dug it up, stick it in, and you all have spiders that grow beautifully. Stick them in, they do very well. They love it outside. Another thing that does very well outside are oxalis, shamrocks, and they grow from a little wee pine cone type bulb, and they love it outside. They should form a really nice little clump eventually right there. That's it. Go away there, sweethearts. Just rest in there. And this is German ivy, which is very prolific. In the southern states where it doesn't freeze, this is actually an invasive weed. So in it goes. And we have a little fibrous begonia here, a bronze leaf thing with a white flower. I like white in these because at night white shows up. Here's a little piece of a lime green with a creamy edge hosta. It'll be just fine in here. Notice how carefully I'm placing this. Here's a nice transcandia with a stripe. Let's put it back in here and put it in under there. That's lovely. It looks beautiful there. I think we should have another piece of blue right in here. And there that goes. And let's put a piece of white on the other side of the planter. Give it legs so it walks. There we go. It's really root bound. Stick that in. And this is what they used to call Moses in the cradle. It's already rooted. It'll take off and be nice in here. And this is a wing begonia. It will get very, very huge. Let's see. Oh, we'll move that over there and stick this in here. There we go. There we are. We're all done. It looks just absolutely gorgeous. And in a few months, it's even going to be more gorgeous. Gary.
No, 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 no. This is not how you do it. So we'll throw this, no, we'll set this aside. I'll set up and I'll show you how it's really done. Thank you, Heather.
Okay.
Okay, and now we will plant the right way. First of all, let's talk about the pot. I got a pot inside of my fancy pot, and you'll notice there's holes in the bottom, and you'll often see on TV and things that you got to put bits and pieces of crockery on that. It's all crap. I want to tell you something. In the thousands of pots in this room, thousands of them, none of them have anything on the bottom. The soil never ever pours out of the bottom. So we have our pot. I have soil. Now, this here soil is real. This is, let me just get some in there. Okay. There are no pathogens in this soil. It's nice and light. It's nice and clean. Okay. And because it's of that consistency, it will hold a fair amount of water, which is what I want. That's how I'll do this. Okay, let's look at the plants for a minute, and I have two options. I have a group of plants here that are pretty well for shade. You could get away with dappled shade, like a tree that was above them or whatever, but these are more of the shade group. And then there's another group here. These are all the sunshiny plants. So for instance, what I purposely, I had a great time walking around the nursery, and they said I could have whatever I wanted. So I picked out, this is a canna lily, that's Tropicana. And I picked this one on purpose because in that leaf, I can pull out some colors. I can pull out with a geranium that. I can, these are a million bells, Supertunia. You can pull out those colors or this here. See, hang on, I got a better one here. There, you can pull out that. So, and you can put something like this in the front. Today, I'm not going to do the sunshiny one. I'll do the shade one. Just my preference, okay? So, let's start. I picked a coleus here. You've all heard the old expression, thrillers, spillers, and fillers. This will be my thriller. This is a coleus, and it'll get quite a bit higher than this. So in about like that. I'm going to put it at the back and not the center. I really don't like plants that go in the center, a centerpiece, and then you gotta bust the roots apart. Just get rid of that for a minute. Bust them apart. And we all do this so that the roots will want to make a brand new home put it at the back. What I call the back right now. Hang on, a little bit more soil. Okay, so that guy will go there. That's a coleus. I love these guys. They will pick up. That's Persian shield. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous plant. Again, a shade plant. Take him. Open him up a bit. Now I gotta have this relatively tight because I got a lot of plants to go in this planter. So hang on. We'll put 2 in. I love those things. Open them up. Nice roots on these things. It's okay. There, squeeze them right in. Now, okay, what do we do to give it, some, we want the eye to see it from a mile away. This sort of thing does it. It's called glitz. Your eye will always, always, always be attracted to white. Look at the gorgeous roots on that thing. I'm going to put that thing right beside the coleus, sort of in the middle. There. Now, we have a choice. I can put, this does not look very blue, but it is. It's actually blue wedgewood. And it's a shade. I think I will put the sucker in. Let's do that. Why not? It'll get bluer. It'll get bluer as the days go on because it's not going to be in the sun. By the way, if you have blue hostas and they tend to wash out and do not look blue at all, they have too much sunshine. What you must do is get them in the shade. Blue hostas have a type of wax on the leaves, and what the wax does is the wax makes them look blue. It's a bit crowded now, but that's okay. This thing now, I need something to spill over. This guy here. This is perfect. Scabiola. Hang on, now we'll put 2 of them in the edge. I might not get much more in here. I got a nice yellow one there that we might get. Come on, there you go. Look at that. Open it up. Okay, we're gonna put that guy in the edge here. Just squeeze them right in. And another one. All these plants for such a small pot, yeah, well, that's okay. We'll talk about feeding it in a minute. Okay. So we'll put another one beside it. I'm getting tight. I'm really getting tight. In fact, bingo, that's it. That's all I can get in there. Let me just put a little soil in there. Okay, we have it planted. I want to talk about something for a couple minutes. Often I've had people say to me, well, I use the same soil year after year. Don't do that. Don't do that. Soil that's been used in another pot, what you've often done is you've put a lot of fertilizer in there. Fertilizers are notoriously fixed with salt. It's full of salt. You put it in there, your plants will not be happy. They don't like it. And if you want to really know about fertilizers, get the granular fertilizer, put it in a watering can, and stick your hand in it. If you've got any little cut, it burns like crazy. It's full of salt. So that's why I use it. I use it a lot. But what we'll do is, my favorite fertilizer right now is the beads. Love it. And people say, well, why do you like it? It is convenient. I have 2 kinds here. I got this kind and this kind. And these are gray, those are colored. So I'll take a couple of scoops, throw them on top. But let me tell you something about this type of fertilizer. This type of fertilizer, the beads, when you water that, the water washes around the beads, takes the fertilizer down, but it only takes it down in warm weather. If you water the plant and it's 50 degrees, these will not release. They release about 70, 73, 4, 5, 6, 7 degrees. That's when they release your fertilizer. That's when you want it. That's when the plants grow. They do not grow when it's super cold or super hot. So that's when you want it in there. If you're going to use the powdered granular type fertilizer, it'll say on the package, it'll say, well, you put fertilizer in your watering can, you put it in twice a week. Crap, don't do that. Put a little bit in every time. Do you want to be fed every 2 weeks? There's nothing in this soil. These plants need a little bit continuously. So always when you water, put just a little bit of fertilizer in, and then you've got enough. So we've talked about fertilizer, and let's talk a minute about water. This here particular planter is going to be put in the shade. So I probably will water this about every second day. And how do you really know? You take your finger and you put it in there and you feel, yeah, it's damp, or my God, that's not, or whatever. You know much water to put in there by how damp it feels. If it was the plants that we were going to use for a sunny project, then you might want to water twice a day because they're under far more stress. They need more water because they're losing more water. Okay, so really use your fingers to find out what you should do. You know what? We got space here. Hang on. Stop everything. No, don't stop it. Just a minute. Let's put this guy in there. I think so. That's a nice little begonia. It's yellow. The eye will just love this. Let's just stick him right in there. Okay. So, we talked about water, we talked about fertilizer, we talked about the soil. I think we're just about done, and I want this guy to come over here. I really hope you had a lot of fun, okay? We did. We've done this a lot. And what we'll do is, July, August, we'll run another one of these when they're growing, just to see who wins. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have fun gardening.